So Tim, as you know, I've trained law enforcement and military for over 20 years now. You know, I've enjoyed that journey. I'm probably most passionate about that. I mean, I've worked for 3 major TV networks, calling fights, which I love to do. I've done a lot of coaching, competed as an athlete. I've had a pretty blessed life and enjoyed every facet of it and every season that I've gone through of it. But really the most satisfying thing that I've done to date, besides have 3 beautiful daughters and wife, is that I train law enforcement and military. And a lot of these guys have health issues, especially, you know, think of the cops, you know, they have to wear all the equipment, they're beat up, you know, the long hours, the dealing with negativity constantly, the worst of society, they see it constantly. You know, it beats them down mentally and physically, you can tell with law enforcement.
And then they have to do paperwork.
Yeah, exactly. But so those guys are getting beat up in their own way, and then the military, the things that they've gone through, the things that they've seen, the horrors of war, the chemicals they've been exposed to, all the other stuff. You know, I've got veteran friends with open wounds that they've had for 20 years, 15 years, that will not heal because of whatever it is that's in their bodies from over there in Iraq and other places where they stumbled into chemicals, whatever it is that they got into has made them horribly sick, and there's a massive amount of them.
Oh yeah.
And our government is not taking care of these people. And I know that's you're passionate about healing these types of people, and maybe you can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so our cops and the military veterans are very important to me. I believe that, especially that they're the last line of defense that's really keeping our country free. Right. The ones that are, you know, that believe in like what we believe. You know, that we should have freedom. We should have a First Amendment, and we definitely should have a Second Amendment as well. And that's what's keeping us free right now. So what we want to do is we want to help empower these guys with some education, number one. And we want to talk about chemical toxicity. So what we're going to do best for these guys is we're going to help to pull all these chemicals out of their body. That's number one. Because like those guys you're talking about that have these wounds that aren't healing, there's a root cause for that. There's something going on in there that needs to be addressed. And obviously they don't have an answer for them.
They're sick from the inside out.
Yes. So what we need to do is we need to go inside there and help them with things that can pull all that garbage out. So what we do is we just start, you know, crossing things off the list. Let's get the heavy metals out. Let's get the plastics out. Let's get all the PCBs, get all these dioxins, depleted uranium, which is a big deal over there. It says it's on the tank rounds. They're blowing it up. It catches on fire. They go in there 2 days later doing sweeps, and they're breathing that stuff in. And it's killing them.
I mean, just to give you an example, I was doing a training at a military base one time, training some military folks, and an M1 Abrams tank had collided with another one and basically broke off a chunk of its depleted uranium armor, and they had to clear a massive section of the base just because of that. So that's the type of stuff that they're dealing with. Yeah.
So you know, it's kind of the same answer for whether it's a military veteran, or if it's a school child with brain cancer, or if it's an athlete that wants to take their health to the next level to perform, or the person doing the 9 to 5 that just wants to be healthy. It's foundational. We get them drinking adequate amounts of purified water on a daily basis so their body can clean this stuff out and work properly. Your body's made of 75% water. We are going to start cleansing out the heavy metals and the plastics and the pharmaceutical drugs and the PCBs and the pesticides and the fungicides. Anything that's accumulated in that body, we want to clean that out. We want to clean out your digestive tract. We got to get that digestive tract squeaky clean so it can take good nutrients in. And then that's the other thing is we start putting the nutrients back in. Right? Like we do with the Green 85, and then teaching people how to eat healthier, fresher foods. We get everybody on the same program, and you'd be surprised on what happens. The people that are really, really, really sick can then empower themselves to heal themselves. These war veterans can start healing themselves up. I can't do it for them. You can't do it for them. They have to do it for themselves. We can give them the tools, and we can give them and guide them along the way, just like I've done for myself, to help them get better. But it's
the whole lead a horse to water. You know, I was a blockhead and still am on certain things where I wouldn't see clearly and understand what people were saying to me about my health, about nutrients, about this, about that. You know what I mean? I thought I was invincible, could walk through walls. And at one time I could, And so then, you know, you only appreciate health when you don't have it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so over the time, as I've started to heal up finally, because I started to listen because I was in such misery, that I'm finally paying attention to guys like you that, you know, where, you know, I've even talked to people who are dying of cancer, dude.
Yeah.
And said,
That's rampant.
you know, go to chemicalfreebody.com and just check it out. I mean, he saved his best friend. This stuff is, you know, he's bringing people back from the grave. You know, just do it. And they're like, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and listen to my doctors. Thanks.
Yeah. And that's
you know, I can't help them. You know,
Yeah.
I can only just try and suggest it. It's pretty sad.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm looking at death, I'm going to go, dude, I'll listen to anything you have to say.
Yeah. Well, the problem today is when people get diagnosed with cancer, everybody and their dog is telling them what to do.
Right.
Try this remedy, this does this, this is, and the thing of it is there's lots of different things that actually work and help.
Or they just say, medical doctors, you know, I'm going to do the radiation treatment and the chemo, and that's what's supposed to work, right?
Yeah. Well, for people that are believing in that, that's fine because that's your belief. But I would suggest you pick something. But I look at results. Like, I had a friend that went through chemo radiation surgery, dead. My other friend decides to go over and do this natural route. I thought he was nuts. And he's alive and well today. And it, you know, maybe you do need some targeted radiation because you've got a tumor in your digestive tract that's blocking your food from moving through you. Okay, that would be a situation where you need it. Or, but for everybody, it's about building your immune system. I mean, taking chemotherapy kills your immune system and actually gives you cancer. If you look right on the bottle, it says it's a carcinogen. And a lot of people don't know this.
Right.
There was a study that was done with over 200,000 oncologists. These are the cancer docs. And 68% of them said if they had cancer, when asked, what would you do? And they said they wouldn't take it. And when asked why, they said because it doesn't work. This is a large group of the people that are administering the chemotherapy. Right? The system is broken, right? Don't get scared when you get this diagnosis. This diagnosis just shows you that your life is out of control and your environment is out of control. It's all the same for everybody, man. It's like they got to get these chemicals out of their body. They got to get the nutrition in. They got to hydrate. And they got to start living their life. They got to watch funny movies, hanging around people they love. That's what's most important. Getting around sunshine, our number one immune builder. Like if I had cancer and I was up in Chicago in the wintertime, I would leave.
Go to Arizona.
I would be somewhere warm, Florida, tropics, and just, you know, why do we go on vacation to those places? Because we love it. All life on the planet comes via the sun through photosynthesis in a leaf of a plant. So why wouldn't we go to get the closest sources of food from the sun and be in the sun when we're trying to heal? And
so we went off on a tangent a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's all good information either way. But back to the, you know, the law enforcement and military is our.
Yeah. So the law enforcement and military, especially for those of you suffering with post-traumatic stress disorder, which is a major problem, this is so critical to get these chemicals out of your body and get nutrition in because your hormones aren't talking correctly to each other, and that can cause your head to be doing some crazy things. So if we can get those chemicals out of you and get some good nutrition in you, that's going to balance that out. It's going to help you get through it. Besides, you know, reach out to somebody and get some freaking help. Find somebody that's going to help you and cares. But what can you do? You can start drinking water, you can get some nutrition in you, and you can start getting these chemicals out and start doing something for yourself that's going to help you get through this, because you sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice, leaving your friends, your family, risking your life for us. And, you know, by God, you deserve to have a good life afterwards. So don't listen to the mainstream media. Don't listen to people that are negative. Find guys like me and Pat that are 100% supportive of what you have done for us and for everybody else. And heck, give me a call. You can call us up at 888-368-9898. That's 888-368-9898. And if you're, or leave us an email at info@chemicalfreebody.com and say you're a veteran and leave your number, I'll call you up and we'll have a conversation. And I'll do whatever I can to help you, talk you off the edge if that's where you're at, because it's happening, you know, a lot.
And you know, just to add to that before we close out, that because my body was so messed up, my gut was so toxic. You know, the guy that did blood tests on me, who's going to be at the event that we're going to be at tonight, you know, really bright guy, Sean Snyder.
Yeah.
And you're going to get along great with him. But he was the guy that asked me, and a couple other people who were real knowledgeable when I had problems with my health and everything else because of the food allergies and the processed garbage I was putting in my body. one of those questions he asked me was, how's your thinking? Is it clouded? Do you get angry easy? Things like that. And I went, yeah, I do. It dawned on me that my temper had started to get bad.
Yeah.
For no reason, right? Just I forget what I was doing, get confused, things like that. I thought it was damage from fighting.
Right.
When that wasn't what it was. My gut was so messed up that the chemicals that were being put off by my gut were changing and altering my thinking, which is where that mind game starts to happen, where it shouldn't be happening at all. And you think about all these veterans that have had all these toxins in them, and they may think it's from what they've been through on the battlefield, but in reality, the chemicals in their body are destroying their thought process, just like it was for me.
Exactly.
And so that's the thing that I'm urging veterans and cops. I'm telling you, man, your job's tough enough, what you've been through, what you're doing, everything else, but at least get your body cleaned out so you're thinking clearly, and all of a sudden you go, man, this is amazing.
Yeah.
When you start
it's the gut-mind connection.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people miss that.
Right.
And our products are designed for you guys so it's convenient. Like with Gut Cleanse Plus, that product is just, after you do the initial cleanse after 15 days, you're just taking 3 tablets a day in the morning. Yeah. That's it. You just take 3 tablets and drink it. How hard's that?
Right.
It takes 10 seconds. And then the greens, to get the nutrition, that takes less than a minute.
Yeah.
Popping, I saw people were popping pills and drinking powders and stuff like that. So instead of me teaching people how to grow sprouts, which is what we did for 5 years, and buy a juicer and juice, I just try to provide the best powders and pills that you could that were real nature.
Yeah, right.
And make it convenient for people, because you got to meet people where they're at. You guys are busy, it'll fit your schedule. I mean, you can do this in less than 5 minutes a day. You could do our full program, the whole Ultimate Gut Cleanse, and within 90 days you'd be a new you.
Yeah, so for any of you guys, law enforcement out there, current military, veterans, anybody, if you're having any issues, health, mental, physical, anything like that, I'm telling you, man, go to chemicalfreebody.com.
Yeah.
Look up Tim James, send him an email, whatever you've got to do, and let's get you right.
Yeah, let's empower yourself.